Hello and welcome back. It's been a few months since I've done a video now. I've had a little break from YouTube. I've been very well. I hope you're all keeping very well who watch my videos on this small garden channel. And I just thought, I'd have a break and soldier onwards with what I've been doing here on my allotment and at home. So I thought, I'd sort of start doing a few videos again and show you how the allotment is looking. It's exactly a year ago, very nearly to the day when I started here. As saying, it was just it was, as I've said many times, it was just a grass field that had been a grass field for 40 years. And before that, it was a quarry, so it's been infilled. So we haven't got spectacular soil here by any means. But as I say, I thought I'd resume some videos and show you how it's all going. And so yeah, thanks for watching, and here's the allotment. So right up this top end, I've got a couple of rows of early potatoes, which are doing okay. I'm quite pleased with them. It's very, very stony up here, and the one good advantage of that, there isn't a lot of bindweed up here. So, but I just thought I'd try early potatoes up here. I had them right down the bottom last year, so it's good to move things about in a kind of rotation method. And so there's a couple of rows of early potatoes which are coming up quite well. We have had a tremendous dry spell here, so it's been a question of really watering to keep things going. Then there's my strawberries, which are looking really well. I set those at the end of, they were set end of last summer, and they've even got some strawberries starting to come on them now. So I'm quite pleased with how they're going. Then just to fill some more ground up, I've got another row of two more rows of early potatoes here, which are coming through nicely. And looks like my line went a little bit off course there, doesn't it? But never mind, that's not the end of the world. Then I've got 3 rows of main crop potatoes here, and this is starting to where we get down to somewhere there was some bindweed issues, but I'm keeping on top of it. I keep pulling it out and trying to get rid of it as best I can. So yeah, and here's the onions and shallots that I did do a video of these, setting these last autumn. They're growing quite nicely, and there'll be 1 or 2 onions there. So there again, I'm quite pleased with those. We had a very wet winter and autumn here, and then it's come very dry. So yeah, it's some more bindweed coming up here, but never mind about that. I've got a couple of rows of broad beans that are nicely come up, and they're actually got some flowers on now there, so they're doing quite well. And I've got another row, another few more at home to come and set out to finish that row off there. Then down here I've got a row of carrots which are just starting to come up right along there, so that's good. That soil's quite nice and fine down the bottom here, and as I say, down here I've got a row of beetroot, which is also just, I set this a little bit later, it's just started to come up. Here, although we've had it dry, we've had some quite cold easterly winds, and the soil temperature is only just starting. We've had some nice sunny days, and we've had 1 or 2 warm days, but it does take a while. People often forget the soil temperature after winter, the wet, although it wasn't a particularly cold winter here, the soil does take a fair while to warm up. And in my net here, whether you'll see that, I was given all these plants free by the market gardener over the hedge. These are all cauliflowers, and obviously he gave me the net as well. I'd got the alkathene pipe, and I've made a little bit. It's got more holes, but it will keep the pigeons off. The net is there purely to keep the pigeons off. So they're looking quite good. Then I've got nothing on this bit. I'm still dealing with the bindweed on this bit. Although I've got plenty at home, I did set a bit more rhubarb, which is okay. And there's my autumn bliss raspberries, which there again are growing quite nicely. So yeah, all in all, I'm for early May, I'm very pleased with how it's progressing. I really did battle with it this winter, and kept it turned over. I mean, the you know, the soil is very stony. It's the soil is very variable. You know, from one forkful to another it varies, and here there's quite a patch of blue clay, but it's breaking down. You know, if you work the soil, people say, oh, I've got terrible soil, but if you keep working it and, you know, keep on it, it does work down. And, you know, really, when I get, you know, I'm going to build another compost heap this summer, and, you know, when I start generating my own compost, that can be loaded on to there and, you know, improve that. You know, take an area at a time and dump loads of compost on it, and then you can really achieve this kind of no-dig situation that is a no-dig to me. Like I've always said, this ground was so hard, it was so panned, having been grazed with cattle for 40 years. You might have achieved a no-dig situation had you have put a good layer of compost on it, or farmyard manure. But, you know, it would have cost you a lot of money to do that, and I hadn't got that, you know, resource to do that. So I'm working, you know, with what I've got here. As there's a lot of people have put these wooden beds in, and that's fine if that's your thing and you like doing that, but I like working with the soil. I like using what I've got here and, you know, using the soil of the allotment rather than going out buying, you know, compost and wood and timber. And a lady packed a plot up right at the top there, and she gave me all this timber, so that's going to be a part of another compost heap adjoining my compost heap here. Then I can move this one about, turn it over and sort it all out. It's going where the wheelbarrow is, just down there. I keep the paths cut. I still cut in the grass. It could do with the running over again. I bring an old lawnmower and cut the grass regularly around the paths. We are meant to be, that is part of the agreement. A lot of people don't, and the site is getting a bit messy. And I wish people, you know, would try and keep on top of that, because it does make the site look so much neater. And but that's allotments. That's what it's all about, isn't it? You do as you want with your allotment. So there we go. So thanks for watching. Please do come back and see how we progress on. I shall be doing, you know, a few more videos now. I'm not going to, you know, probably one a week I'll try and do now, and say how things are going or how they're not going, or, you know, I'll show my disasters as well as my successes for sure on this channel. So yeah, there we go. That's a quick look at the allotment as we stand in early May 2025. So as always, thank you. Thank you to any new subscribers, and please do think about subscribing or liking. We do really appreciate it. And until next time, my best wishes and good gardening wherever you are in the world. And bye for now.